Okay, part two, the joy of useful meditation, setting up and decompressing. Now, this is a really important one because it describes how useful interacts with your day. When you wake up, the first thing you do is probably jump in the shower. Once you've finished the shower, come downstairs, sit down, don't open your phone. Now put your phone right next to you and look at the time. Clock the time for when you're going to come out of your meditation. You're setting up yourself to decompress. And the best way we're going to do that is by meditating as close to the point where we were sleeping as humanly possible. The reason being is the closer you are to the dreaming state, the better your meditation will be. The less removed you are from that particular state of mind, the better for meditation, because dreaming activates the temporal lobe, and that's what we're trying to do with our meditation. So we want to make sure that the conditions are appropriate for that particular part of the day. Now, setting up is about recalibrating your own mind and your own being for the best results of your day. I used to work in Tesco and I used to get compliments all the time about how I always had energy, I was always busy, I was always moving, I was a hard worker, and I had a smile on my face all day. I never had a bad mood. And the reason that was the case was because I was meditating all the time. Oftentimes I would have a meditation first thing in the morning and then go straight in, have another coffee at work, and then go straight back into the staff room and the kind of meeting room, I guess it was. Go in there and meditate for about 10 minutes just to kind of boost my practice. And then I would be jamming from 10 o'clock in the morning to 1 o'clock in the afternoon when I would be sent for my lunch. Now, I wasn't necessarily ready to have my lunch at 1 o'clock any of those times, but what made it really good was that I was just so stoked to be there off my meditation. I would be in such a good mood that I would just go and I would be really happy. But it was the right time. 1 o'clock was the right time in hindsight, because it stopped me being completely fatigued by 2, which I'm not sure would have happened, but I was worried it would have. So I would go and I would do this break and I would come back, have a cup of coffee, have some to eat, come back, and then I'd be set up like for the rest of the afternoon, because having that little break 3 hours after just elevated my own mental state for going into the rest of the shift. And I never had a crossword with anybody at that Tesco, or any Tesco I really worked with, but in particular that one was very easy due to the fact that the meditation was so strong and I was well established in my practice. Everybody knew it was something I did, and everybody wanted to have a sort of peek at it, not necessarily learn it, but they wanted to at least sort of dip their toe in and find out what it was about. But at that point in time, I was very guarded with respect to meditation. I really felt at that point in time that protecting the Transcendental Meditation Organization was the best thing I could possibly do for my time, and I was so wrong. Now, after work, when you come home, you enter the door, you'd chuck your bag and your jacket on the floor or hang them up or do what you do. The next thing you do is you go and you meditate. You don't even stop. You don't even break stride. You just go down to the living room and sit and meditate, or whatever you do it. Just get it out there. And then what I like to do for the afternoon meditation isn't to necessarily block it out, to block it out and say, right, this is going to be a 20-minute one, or this is going to be a 30-minute one, or a 40-minute one. I would often just say, you know what, I'm not actually that hungry. I'm just going to meditate for as long as I want. And then once I'm out, and then I'll go make dinner. And normally I would just meditate for 20 minutes. And because what I would do would be I'd sit down, start to meditate, and then time would just pass in a flash. And it would normally be bang on 20 minutes when I would open my eyes and see the time. And at that point, I would normally be quite happy to go downstairs and start cooking. So I had a really great time with that stuff. And what I think the decompressing part does, the meditation after work is the decompressing part. What I think it does is it's similar to dreams in that it reorders every interaction, every stimulus you've had in the day, very much like a dream, but it does it in such a way that it re-energizes you. It's sort of like scrubbing the crap data that you just don't need for going into the evening. So you have this thing where, or I did anyway, where I would come out of the decompression meditation for dinner absolutely ravenous, and then I would just go straight away and cook and love it and really enjoy the act of cooking. One of the wonderful things about Useful is its ability to let people enjoy themselves. The things you do in life become better. The taste of coffee, the smell of cut grass, the warm sun, just every sensory type of stimulus you could imagine is just tenfold improved the more your practice gets established, and the seat of your consciousness becomes steady in that particular state, then the better your life is, because it improves every aspect of your day by improving your willingness and the joy in doing things. There's no need to be miserable to be cool. There's no need to be miserable in life or cynical or nihilistic. It's not cool, it's not big, it's not clever, and it's not funny. It's stupid. It's an attitude people adopt for defensive purposes, and I know a fair few people like this who are more concerned with looking cool than actually speaking the truth. And if they deploy the truth, they deploy it as one would deploy a weapon. And that's not the way life should be. Life should be a happy adventure. Or at least we should endeavour to make life a happy adventure. It's not always possible, but we have to make our best. And I think even when people close to me have died while I've been practicing meditation, I've had this in me that's just this warmth, this fire that's like, I know where they're going. In a sense, if I lose my consciousness whenever I transcend, and that's what remains, then they're in a good place, regardless of who they were or what they did in life. So anyway, I hope you got something out of setting up in decompression, and I hope that you find the time to come to my Facebook page or to send me an email at usefulmeditation@gmail.com, because you've got a world out there waiting for you, and you need something that will let you tackle it with the vim and vigour it demands. And meditation is a tool in your arsenal that you'll never ever, or a weapon in your arsenal that you'll never ever forget if you take it up, and you'll never regret even dipping your toe in. Even if you learn Useful and don't use it, you won't regret that expenditure, because at least you still have this meditation you can go back to anytime you want. And if you forget how to do it, you can always come and talk to me. I normally do retraining for about a tenner, and I think that's perfectly fine. But anyway, thank you very much for listening this far. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.